Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over the email sent out yesterday by Zion Oil and Gas, ticker symbol ZNOG. We're going to take a look at the charts and see what they did on Friday and what they could potentially do coming out the gate next week. Just give you my thoughts on kind of the current situation and the email that was sent out yesterday. So, first of all, I will say, and I'm not trying to sound bearish or pessimistic here, but just be cautious and careful for this particular situation, because this has happened before. Okay, those of you who have not been with the company or invested in this stock for a while, this has happened before, where you get emails that come out and people think it's a good thing, and then there's nothing that follows for weeks at a time, sometimes months at a time. And keep in mind our annual shareholder meeting coming up in June, and so they don't necessarily have to release anything until then. So this little spike in price that we saw on Friday that we're going to go over, that could be short-lived. However, on the flip side of things, reading through this email, it does kind of give you some hope a little bit in a sense of what they're saying. But also keep in mind, I will say, John Brown did not send this email. He might have picked the scripture, but John Brown does not use email, and this is verified from Zion Oil and Gas. I've had many exchanges with them over the past couple of years, and I've got clarification saying no, John does not actually use email, because I've reached out to him several times because I found his email and emailed the company saying John hadn't responded back to me, and they said, well, he actually doesn't use email, so he has someone else typing his emails. However, he could have found the scripture. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but we'll go from there. So it says, to Zion shareholders, friends, and supporters, Ezekiel 12:21 through 28, there will be no more delays. MJ1 re-entry. Okay, so right off the bat, absolutely, it gives you some hope and optimism, because you're like, whoa, there will be no more delays. MJ1 re-entry. Holy cow, they did it. They did. That's probably the first thing that people are thinking. However, I want you to remember this too. The MJ1 re-entry, there will be no more delays. They might just be telling you we're on track to start the MJ1 re-entry. They haven't said that they've come out and actually successfully done what they're trying to do. So keep that in mind. The word of the Lord came to me and said, Son of man, what is this proverb you have in the land of Israel? The days go by, and every vision comes to nothing. Say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I am going to put an end to this proverb, and there will be no longer quote in Israel. Say to them, the days are near when every vision will be fulfilled, for there will be no more false visions or flattering divinations among the people of Israel. But I, the Lord, will speak what I will, and it shall be fulfilled without delay. For in your days, you rebellious people, I will fulfill whatever I say, declares the sovereign Lord. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, the Israelites are saying, the vision he sees is for many years from now, and he professes about the distant future. Therefore say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, none of my words will be delayed any longer. Whatever I say will be fulfilled, declares the sovereign Lord. John Brown, founder. Okay, so I can see why people are excited. Again, I'm going to say, just because I've seen the ups and downs, and I've seen people get excited, and myself included, just to be disappointed, that's why I'm not getting too excited. Okay, I would much rather them come out and just say something. Like, I get why they sent this out and everything, and they'll probably just be like, okay, just be patient, keep the faith, and all that type stuff. Would much rather just come out and say where you are in the process, like, because again, this is right here. As much as they say, like, oh, we can't do any type of forward-looking statements, this is kind of a forward-looking statement, and it's going to really tick me off if they send this out and then it's a big nothing burger like next week, and they don't say anything at all, or the following week, and they just make people wait until June and they don't really tell you anything past that point. Okay, that would the credibility of the company that whatever you have left, I think would hurt them pretty bad. But and I know I'm sounding negative, guys, and I'm going to apologize. I'm just saying I've been through this a lot. But and on the flip side of things, that's not what I'm hoping for, right? I'm hoping that things do go on the up and up. I'm hoping that this does start the uptrend again. And who knows, if they don't say anything else from here until the annual shareholder meeting, this may be a repeat of what it was a couple years ago when there's just a big speculative run up until the annual shareholder meeting. And if that's the case, we're going to talk about that in a second and what you should probably do as well. Let's take a look at the charts and let's see what they're telling us. All right, guys, take a look at Zion Oil and Gas, ticker symbol ZNOG. So we talked about this. I posted on, I think maybe Monday or something like that on StockTwit saying that, hey, we're probably going to break below. We break below this, we're going to go and retest the 15-cent mark. 12 cents is really not out of the question if we break below there. However, if we bounce, that would be a good sign. Well, we bounced, and that was a very good sign. We got all the way down to about 13 cents, and then we found some support there, which is nice. We got all the way back up to about 18.5, and we ended up stopping at about 17.75. Good news is on Monday, check this out, we're crossing over from bearish to bullish on the MACD indicator. We were very undervalued right here. We popped our head up. We're currently at fair value. I think we do have some room to run and potentially get past that 21-cent mark again next week, which would be a very, very good sign from there. So overall, what you want to see is you want to see it get past 27 cents and actually hold there as support on some type of pullback if we're going to keep this thing rolling. Okay, so speculative run up, again, that can potentially happen, and it has happened before in the past. Okay, so a couple years ago for the annual shareholder meeting, the price just started moving up and up and up and up and up, and then all of a sudden it got all the way up to like 40 something cents or so, maybe 44 or 45 or something like that. And because people were expecting at the annual shareholder meeting that, oh my God, this has to be it. This is when the news comes out. They're going to tell us now. Blah, 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 blah. And then John Brown gets up there and just says 2 words. He says, not yet. And then, boom, the stock just freaking crashed down all the way like to, I don't know, it wasn't like 18 cents or something like that. So be cautious of that type of situation, guys, and like identify that pattern on if people are buying the rumor, even though there's really not much of a rumor just yet, and there's a big speculative run-up leading up to the annual shareholder meeting, don't be surprised if that thing dumps down prior to or during that shareholder meeting. So if that's the case, if it gets anywhere near, something that looks attractive to you, don't be afraid to take your money out, or not. If you want to keep some in just in case something happens, maybe leave some in. But I'm just telling you now, okay, if that happens, make sure if that thing is running up like crazy and you see several 100% gains from where you started, if you invested at 10 cents, 15 cents, wherever you were investing from, and they haven't announced that oil has come and they got everything situated like they need, it would probably be a good idea to take some profits or all your profits off the table before that meeting. Now again, it's not what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that they come out and they say that they've stimulated everything and we got everything moving and it's exactly what we need it to be, because that would be so crazy. I just can't wait to see what would happen if that type of news would come to fruition, and see where this thing can go, because I think this thing can go ballistic if that were to happen. Okay, but anyway, guys, again, I'm apologizing for being very negative, Arcade seems, but I'm just more erring on the sides of caution at this time. But I am hopeful, all right, very hopeful, and I really do pray that things all work out for everyone with this particular stock here, and that we do continue on the upward direction. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up. So anyway, long story short, we're looking like we're going to be bullish on Monday. We got to get above really 24 cents in order to even entertain 27 cents, because that's really your first little. I know this is the ultimate support. The two support levels you got here, 1783 and then 2133. But then right above that, that last high was about 24. So if you can get to like 25 cents off of this, have a little pullback and bounce up and bust through, that's going to be very healthy for the stock, the price action. So that's what you want to look out for here. So, all right, guys, all I got for you in this one. Let me know in your comments below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.